There's two aspects of that whole situation. One is, of course, the actual book, which I did read and have many comments that I can share about that. The part that I'll focus on first is actually the process, because my personal take on the book may or may not agree with other people's. We can talk through I can tell you how poorly made that book was, but again, that's not the main point. The main aspect I'd like people to focus on is that all the textbooks come down to board approval. The board is on the hook if there's anything controversial in the end. So even though, of course, the teachers are a prime part of that process in recommending books, they cannot have the final decision because they're not on the hook if something goes wrong. On the flip side, I think it was unfair to the teachers to use up so much of their time if it was likely the book wasn't going to be approved. So I would try to rejigger the process so that there was a lot more communication from the liaison of the board within that of what was expected from a recommended book, so that once it comes to a vote, it should kind of obviously be going to pass. It shouldn't have come to a vote with there having been any questions about it. Regardless of the topic of the book, the process did occur, not ideally, but it went through, there was a vote, and it was rejected. And we need to move on. We'll pick a different book. The few things that jumped out at me that I did present a public comment that were never responded to, multiple anti-Semitic components that I submitted examples of. The qualifications of the authors was quite laughable. Their focus of research, one of them was the relationships of fans with dead celebrities, and the other one was similar, famous stuff things, which are, fun things to read about, but not, don't qualify you to write a textbook for general population. There was a whole section about fat phobia being racist, which could be an interesting discussion, but it was based on one sloppy study of 15 people. You don't base a whole section of a book on that. And then just overall, every example that was given, it wasn't rounded out, which was really the red flag for me. My daughter took a sociology class, so she had used the previous book. And some people were saying, well, the teachers, can facilitate the discussion, and they could, but hers did not. They were not allowed to go off script at all. They could not have any conversation. It was very disheartening. So if a student is introduced to a new topic through this book, something that they haven't been exposed to before, you can't expect a student to figure out both sides of it. It should be presented as fully fleshed out so that it can engender some great discussion. Sociology can be a fascinating, learning experience for students, but this book was not that. But even if I had liked the book, even if I had wanted to use this book, there was a process, they took a vote, and we move on. I don't know why it has been presented as banning, which is not what it was.